Good morning and welcome. I'm Reverend Keith. This is our Soul Center Sunday meditation service. And I want to welcome those of you who are here in the sanctuary and those of you who are streaming in live from around the globe as we prepare to commune with the divine, as we prepare to just rest and rejuvenate. I'm going to invite you to just make sure we do our cabin check. That any cellular devices you have here in the sanctuary, if you could either make sure they are off or in meditation mode, also known as airplane mode. And for those of you who are streaming in live, if you're on a device, a cellular device, you might just put it on Do Not Disturb as we prepare to move into Do Not Disturb ourselves. And as always, we welcome you to a time where we're communing with the divine. That's what meditation is, in all of its various forms, whether it's mantra, whether it's activation, whether it's stillness, whether it's visioning or inquiry. All of them are about communing with that, whether we call it our higher power, our higher self, the universe, the one. Even when we accidentally move into meditation through exercise or just getting lost in the zone, the universal presence of the eternal frequencies and energies is what we connect with. So we're going to do that. I'm going to begin in a moment with a centering. We'll center where we can let go of thoughts, and then we'll stay in the stillness for a little while. We'll come out in a wave of prayer. And as always, those different meditation practices I was speaking of have intentions built into them. And then there's the intention we bring to the meditation practice. And one of the intentions I'm going to offer up is that we allow all the channels and all the meridians of our physical, emotional, and mental bodies to be wide open to the eternal light and the eternal frequencies of the divine, and that we will be undisturbed. Nothing will disturb us, nothing from the outer world, nothing from the inner world. And I'm also going to just invite you to have another intention, is that we're just going to let this be the best, the deepest, the most delicious, the most profound, the most rejuvenating, the most revelatory, the most relaxing, the most magnificent meditation ever. There is truly no difficulty in meditation. It is just about relaxation. So with that being said, if you choose to do this as an open-eyed meditation, you're just going to want to find one place to focus your eyes. Don't let them wander, because if they wander, your mind will wander. Otherwise, as about 95 or plus of us are going to do, percent of us are going to do, we're going to close the outer eyes, open the inner. The rest will be self-explanatory. I invite you to sit any way that feels good and comfortable to you, as we are now ready to begin. And as always, we begin by first giving ourselves permission to relax. Just saying to ourselves in our minds, I give myself permission to relax. As we open our hearts, our bodies, our emotions and mind to the infinite, the eternal energies, frequencies of peace and love, beauty and joy, harmony and clarity, calm and tranquility. knowing we have no place to go. We have absolutely nothing to do except surrender into the deepest states of relaxation, rejuvenation, and revelation. We allow the entirety of our physical body to melt into the peace and abiding of relaxation by first bringing our awareness to our breath, just becoming aware of the inhalation and the exhalation. Perhaps you're aware of your chest rising and falling. Perhaps you can feel the soft, cool breeze coming in through your nose or your mouth as you inhale. Just taking a moment solely through intention, no efforting, and allow our breath to become deeper, fresher, wider, fuller, all on its own. The mystics, the wise ones, many have become aware of the breath of light, the phosphorescence of tingling, shimmering light that sometimes we notice washing over us, as though we are sitting beneath a waterfall of angelic light, cascading down over us and through us. And as you become aware of this energy, whether you see it, or feel it, or sense it, life force, which is soft and gentle, and mighty and powerful. You begin to feel it flowing into your heart, into your lungs. Those eternal frequencies begin to flow through your entire body. You begin to notice that all of your cells are beginning to illuminate as light washes over us and rises up from within us. And we allow ourselves, with each cycle of breathing, to feel a contagion of wellness. I invite you to bring your awareness to your heart and allow it to expand. The middle of your chest is light, both as luminosity and weightlessness, floods your heart center. You can feel it softening and expanding. The energy of the eternal is gently flowing and glowing. The heart center continuing to expand as waves waves of light begin to tingle throughout your body. You can feel the energy flowing down into your midsection, middle back, your solar plexus, with ease and effortlessness. Begin to expand. You can feel your lower belly and lower back softening and strengthening with the energy of harmony, balance, and wellness. Everything is reverting back to the beginning. You can feel your root in your hips flooding with light. A soft and gentle sense of serenity and safety. Tingles of light flowing down through your thighs and hamstrings, through your knees, your shins and calves and feet. Your legs and torso flooding with a serene sense of vitalizing good. As your shoulders flood with freedom, your arms and hands with divine strength. The back of the neck and the throat, you can feel an elegance, the spaciousness and timelessness begin to overwhelm us. That energy begins to flow from your physical body into the emotional body. And our emotions purifying, rejuvenating, flood with compassion. That vitalizing, rejuvenating energy ripples out into the mental body. And waves of clarity open us to providence, divine illumination. And you begin to feel the eternal energy of your higher self, of your soul. Angelic waves of light flowing through the entirety of your beingness. Each cycle of breathing is taking us deeper and higher in a holy awareness. As though we are sitting in oneness, bathing in the very heart and mind of grace, beauty, love, God. And it is here that we allow ourselves to observe, to rejuvenate, the stillness. Going even deeper and higher. I invite you to become aware of the energy of innocence, purifying and expanding. The energy of goodness, deepening and rising. As we continue to bathe in the eternal frequencies that are always shining, flowing, and glowing, I invite you to become aware of the energy of gratitude. Feel its frequency. Perhaps become aware of its color or its sensations. You might even become aware of things you are grateful for. For the beauty of nature, whether it is the sun that shines upon the plants bringing photosynthesis, or the synergy between the earth and the moon that brings the tides. The beauty of clouds. They can drop snow or rain. We just take a moment and we remember that which animates all of life force itself that is breathing our breath right now, these eternal frequencies, that energy of chi, prana, it is elegant. It only seeks to beget good. We take a moment and we remember the absolute truth. Whether we call it the universe, whether we call it Dios or Khoda, Allah or Yahweh, Hashem, the Great One, the Creator, God. It is only good, a goodness beyond our wildest dreams. It is bliss, and each and every one of us, formed and fashioned from the very light, the angelic presence of God. We remember the truth of who we truly are, beyond age, name, gender, race, nationality. And we feel that presence of ever-expanding good. And remember, there are desires of the soul that are seeking to be fulfilled elegantly, beautifully. So how grateful I am to know that as we just sit and relax, observe, commune, and connect with the energy of creation, the pure light of the infinite that indwells within us, that washes over us, the synergy, the serendipitous nature of life. We take a moment, each and every one of us, and we allow ourselves to go even deeper and higher in this great truth, that in our waking moments, there is a ceaseless awareness, a feeling of optimism, a sense of unwavering faith. We simply return to our true nature. And as we come back into a lucid state of divine awareness, as we know there is no beginning and no end to life force or goodness, we take a moment and we allow that to anchor and ground. We give it permission to expand. And we feel it rippling out into our body of affairs, harmonizing, purifying, rectifying, and expanding good. And it is from a place of deep appreciation, knowing something wonderful takes place as we simply acquiesce to our true nature. And we simply allow it to continue to be, to expand benevolently, brilliantly, beautifully, in acceptance by just saying, and so it is. Amen. So if you are ready to open your eyes, feel free to do so. I want to welcome you back. Sometimes people get a little floaty, so if you want to ground yourself by taking opposite hand to opposite knee, maybe giving a little squeeze, that's just a way to take your feminine and your masculine energies and balance them out and come back. Welcome back. The lights are going to come up here in the sanctuary, and this concludes our meditation service. For those of you who, if you've been regulars here, you know that we're going to take a break for about 5.5, 6 minutes, and then we are going to begin our Sunday service with music, an inspirational message, and lots of joy and rejuvenation. So we'll take a break. You can use the restrooms if you want to go down the hall right there, out the back door, past the bookstore. That's where the women's and the men's bathrooms are. And love streamers, you know where yours are. And snacks outside, and we will continue in just a little bit. Peace and blessings.
Good morning, Soul Center. My name is Jessica Susalik, and I am the co-founder of Soul Center OC with my mom, Patricia Griffith, our angel in heaven. We're so grateful to gather this morning on this beautiful sunny day. It's still summer for those of us without kids, those of us with elementary and high school kids. We are back to the grind, but enjoying these beautiful summer weekends. So thank you for being with us this morning. Let's say our declaration, please. It'll come up on the screen and in your program. There is one life, and that life is God. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. I am here to receive the divine message for me. I am awake, I am tapped in, and I am transformed. You may be seated. We have beautiful Colleen with our announcements.
Thank you, Jessica. So, friendly reminder, please put your phones in meditation mode or airplane mode, and thank you for that. Last chance to learn from 6 master teachers, including the Reverend Keith, in the Soul of Prayer Master Class. You'll gain a deeper awareness of surrendering to God through the spiritual science of affirmative prayer. You'll open to more wellness, abundance, healing, expansion, and fulfillment flowing with grace more beautifully in your life. Register at agapelive.com. This 6-week online class began last Tuesday at 6 p.m., but you can still sign up and you'll receive the recorded first session. Hop aboard a 40-foot yacht for a 3-hour cruise through beautiful Newport Harbor on Saturday, September the 6th from 12 to 3. Experience fellowship through prayer, meditation, and a delicious meal while floating on serene sacred water with some very cool people. This fundraising event is generously offered by Jessica Susalik, Soul Center's co-founder. Reserve your boarding pass for only $149 at soulcenteroc.com. Join Agape's licensed spiritual practitioner, Gina Feta, on Zoom to study the classic book, This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. Free except for the book. So order your book on Amazon. We're trying to get it here in the bookstore, but best bet would be to get it at Amazon. Details on soulcenteroc.com. Mark your calendar. Sunday, September the 14th is Reverend Keith's birthday. He is celebrating by gifting us a free workshop titled, It's Better to Give Than to Receive. Save your spot at soulcenteroc.com. Bring your friends and family to celebrate our amazing Reverend. Although rooms are sold out to stay on site at Reverend Keith Ball Spiritual Retreat in Sedona, you could stay at a nearby hotel and still attend the retreat. It's 2.5 days of guided meditation, prayer, delicious food provided by our beautiful Lynn, amazing Chef Lynn, and it will have easy to moderate hikes to sacred vortexes, which are energy centers believed to promote healing and spiritual growth. Register at soulcenteroc.com or see Reverend Keith for more information or to gift this amazing experience to someone else. This retreat will be held October the 14th through the 16th. Swing by and visit Jerome here at Home and Garden, where you'll find all your spiritual supplies, your soul center fancy wear, and so much more. Jerome lovingly curates the store, bringing us wonderful shopping experience. Elevate your drive with the item of the month. Premier Fragrance Essential Oil Car Diffusers. Bonus, your purchase does help support our Soul Center community. Visit soulcenteroc.com view your Sunday service program, or visit our welcome table to learn about our other ongoing events, such as Reverend Keith's daily affirmative prayer held Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 10 a.m. Pacific time. Beginning in September, it'll be back to our Monday through Saturday. On Wednesdays, join our midweek meditation, 6:45 here in person or live streaming. Our small group soul circles meet on various days and time. Ready to connect? Join Param, an outstanding agape spiritual licensed practitioner, on her new Soul Circle, which will be held on Wednesdays at noon on Zoom. On each first Sunday, join our Soul Center visiting, and for live streamers, we have individual, private, confidential prayer on Zoom. Second Sundays, join our snack potluck. Bring something great to eat. Fourth Sundays, join our Munch and Mingle. That's today. Please join us at the Flower Child on Bison and Newport Beach. We have a sign-up sheet out at the welcome table. We have a reservation for 15, so let's make it happen. Next, I'd like to mention, if you would like to deepen your spiritual practice and experience the fulfillment of selfless service, by volunteering, you're going to join a community dedicated to Seva, the act of giving with an open heart. Discover opportunities for growth and volunteer at soulcenteroc.com, or find a volunteer wearing a lanyard for any more information. And now it's time. Let us join with our Soul Center House Band and sing our congregational song, Use Me.
I'm so excited to be here. Great to see all of you again. Are we ready to sing?
Yeah. Ready.
All right, let's rise. You ready?
All that I must do. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Michelle Lipton. I always forget my name tag, so better start memorizing who I am. Our selected reading is from Practicing the Presence by Joel Goldsmith. There's not a moment of the day when a spiritually alert person cannot find some reason to say, "Thank you, Spirit." Often there may be nothing for which to thank God except perhaps that the sun is shining. But even that is an acknowledgement of the presence. Sometimes when we are faced with frustrating or disturbing circumstances, we may wonder how we may praise God. But if we are awake in spiritual sonship, we can always find ways to acknowledge God. This continuous practice of the presence, acknowledging God in all our ways, providing ample periods of sitting in the silence, and waiting for an inner feeling that the Spirit of God is moving, makes God the governing, maintaining, and sustaining principle of our entire experience. The real prayer of spiritual understanding is a prayer that God's gift of Spirit may be given to us. Infinity is within us at this time and at every moment. All spiritual wisdom, all divine grace, eternality, and immortality, all of these are embodied within us at this and every single moment. Let us turn within and pray. Oh God, I'm so grateful for this beautiful, sunny, shining day. I'm grateful for our beautiful weather, our beautiful Soul Center community. I'm grateful for Hazel in the house, my beautiful Pom, and our little Soul Center mascot. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you and your beautiful shiny faces. I'm most grateful for God and His presence in our lives. I know God is omnipresent, absolutely. Omnipotent, definitely. Omniamorous, and so loving. And I'm just so grateful for that God is the presence in our lives today and every day. I know I am one with God, and I know that each and every one of you are beautifully aligned and one with this divine intelligence, the one God. And I'm so grateful for this pure unification of our beings with God and each other. I bless Reverend Keith with his beautiful, inspiring message today, like every Sunday. I bless our co-founders, Jessica and Patricia. I bless our board of directors who work with a lot of effort and a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and I just want to bless them. I want to bless the band and Rena. You look gorgeous today. I'm blessing Rena and all her beauty, and the adorable boys, Jesse and Brian, accompanying her. And I just bless each and every one of you here. I bless each and every one of you live streaming at home, and everyone who watches this on the archives. A little special blessing and love for you. And I definitely send blessings to our beloved Hazel, our little Soul Center mascot. And so it is. Amen. What time is it? It's affirmation time, so stand up, please. You'll find them in your little programs and on the screen. I'll speak a line, and then we'll all repeat them aloud together with sincerity and acceptance. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. I am aglow with the dynamic energy of pure spirit.
I am aglow with the dynamic energy of pure spirit.
The power of my sacred yes amplifies the God qualities within me.
The power of my sacred yes amplifies the God qualities within me.
Love is my inspiration, my conversation, and my life.
Love is my inspiration, my conversation, and my life.
Peace is my natural state and my holy charge.
Peace is my natural state and my holy charge.
Divine abundance effortlessly floods my life with good.
Divine abundance effortlessly floods my life with good.
Gratitude is my way of seeing and being.
Gratitude is my way of seeing and being.
I am a mighty force of God consciousness on this planet.
I am a mighty force of God consciousness on this planet.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
You may now be seated. For those of you who would love, I said love, but like or love to experience private individual prayer today, you know where to meet us at the Gong, where you can find either a licensed prayer chaplain or a beautiful agape spiritual practitioner wearing a shawl, we're all available to you, and we'll pray on your behalf in a safe, confidential, and private manner. Thank you.
Good morning once again. So, I wanted to share something related to this song that I'm going to sing today for you guys. When we don't think that we're good enough, we show up differently. And it's really beautiful to have a community that reminds us that we are not only good enough, but we've always been good enough. We are more than enough, actually. And I just want you guys to know that you've done that for me. That I show up differently. I mean, that I show up at all sometimes, depending on the turmoil of the week, because of the power that this community has. So I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much. I know you feel the same way about each other. And so this energy that you give me, I feel so blessed to return to all of you. And I hope you all feel it. So thank you. You on this earth in this particular incarnation if you weren't more than enough and if you weren't fulfilling purpose just as you are at this very moment, even if you're not feeling your best, even if you're not looking what you feel is best, you're here for a purpose, and you just gotta lean into that and know that you are enough.
Brian Sheriff on keys. Welcome, good morning. I'm Reverend Keith, and this is Soul Center. And if you're sitting here or you're streaming in live, you are here to center in your soul. That's what you came here to do, no matter what. Life's journey is to center in your soul and to allow the divine within you to rise and shine. And so welcome. We are Soul Center. We're part of the Agape International Spiritual Center. We're an affiliate here in Irvine in Orange County, and we are shining the light of the New Thought Ageless Wisdom teachings that were brought forward by our forefathers and foremothers over 450 years ago. And what does that mean? It means that there are mystics throughout every age. From the dawn of humanity, there have been those seekers who are seeking to know the absolute truth. You're one of those seekers, because every single one of the 8 billion people on this planet is a seeker. It's just most of us have forgot that we are to seek and find magnificence. But those who say, I want to know what the mystics knew. I want to know the absolute truth that has been espoused. There's a golden thread that unites all spiritual teachings, all religions. There's a mystical aspect found, whether it's Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, shamanism, or any other mystical teaching around the world, any of those indigenous teachings. There is a mystical sect where you commune with the divine, that you may be in the world but not of the world. And that is when you really apply the principles and the practices so that you can have a direct experience to, through, and as your beingness. That means we have to be able to become so keenly aware of our personality, its traits, and the makeup of our energy body, that we can start to move away from the trauma body and its constraints and move into the bliss body and the wisdom thereof, which comes through inspiration. But before we get into that, I'm just going to invite you to, is there anybody who's here for the very first time today? Well, if you are here for the first time, I'm going to invite you to please stand up, and don't worry, all we're going to do is bless you. And if you're streaming live for the very first time, you can stand up, and if you come to Irvine and you're here in the sanctuary for the first time, you'll stand up here too. But for those of you who are here today in the sanctuary for the very first time, the rest of us are going to bestow a blessing upon you, and all that we ask is that you receive being blessed. With an open heart and an open mind, divine receptivity is all we ask of you. We'll take care of the rest. We're going to extend our heart and our prayers through our hands, and we're going to say this to you. Welcome to Soul Center. We know who you truly are. You are a divine emanation of brilliance, beauty, eternal light and love, born in the image and likeness of God. We love you. We thank God for you. We bless you with goodness. Welcome to Soul Center. You may be seated. It is good to circulate those blessings, and that's what you came here to do. Despite popular kind of, an understanding or an ideology that we came here to just problem solve and create issues and solve issues, you actually came here. If you had no issues, I just want you to imagine for a moment, if you had no issues at all, you had no relationship issues, every relationship was a holy encounter. Imagine, every relationship, you're just like, oh my God, oh, I love you. Oh my God, I love you. Like everyone. Now, I know this sounds like a little outlandish, maybe a little far, because somewhere in the back of your mind, you're thinking like, oh, you don't know my brother or my sister, or you don't know so-and-so. But I'm just going to invite you to just go into reckless abandon of imagining that every relationship is a holy, sacred encounter, and that there's a cooperative synergy and symbiosis that you share with energy, with everyone, and that there's the energy of creation. So if you were to follow the energy of creation, it's a divine idea. It flows into your heart, it reveals itself to your mind, and it expresses serendipitously and synergistically out in the world as goodness. But many of us, as we get ensnared by trauma and drama and issues in the tissues, we start to get preoccupied with all kinds of things. So-and-so said this. We start getting preoccupied with things like gossip. We start to get preoccupied with things like judgment, and that we have all the answers to everything we see online. Oh, I've I've got the answer to that. I'm going to give my opinion. I'm going to give my comment because I'm the authority on everything. Contrary to that belief, we are here to cultivate that divine idea. So if you imagine that all your relationships are magnificent, if you imagine that you have no fears, worries, or doubts whatsoever, you're not afraid of spiders or snakes, you're not afraid of closed rooms, you're not afraid of the dark, you're not afraid of whatever it may be, flying, you have no fear. You are fearless and courageous, not from a place of egoic stubbornness, but from a place of faithful, optimistic confidence, where you're like, you hear the still small voice, or you feel that information of providence that is always guiding and directing, and it's like, this way to greater good, and this way to greater good. Imagine that. Imagine you have no issues with prosperity, that everything you need supply for is there, whether it's time, resources, nurturance, money, whatever it is, you are just so synced and linked with the energy of creation that it's all there. That's the way it actually is. If you take away people's issues, you just have free-flowing energy of creation. So that's what we're saying. Imagine that you just feel inspired all the time, and that you've let go of the rote iterations of the surface mind, and you just feel inspiration all the time. I'm sure most of you have experienced where you feel some sort of awareness within you, and you feel inspired. There's something that maybe you've had that experience where you know something, but you don't know how you know it, but you know it, or you feel something in your heart when truth reveals itself, and you're like, that just feels so good. That's just the tip of the iceberg. That's in our spiritual DNA. It's encoded in there to live from that place. So we come here to enjoy a journey, and as we continue in this month of seeking and embracing what's good, because you won't believe this, sometimes people are seeking and embracing what's not so good. We perpetuate things. Everything starts, cycles out, and returns to us. Some of you are familiar with the law of cause and effect, or the law of attraction, or karma. What goes around comes around. So, what am I shooting out into the energy of manifestation that's going to return back to me? When I move from the energy and become aware of, what am I manifesting, into allowing creation to flow through you, you sync and link with that energy. And sometimes it is easier said than done. I would love to tell you that I came into this world and just poof, I just kind of knew everything, and I synced and linked with creation from the moment I came out of the womb. But no, actually I had some really hard, challenging times growing up, and all the way into my mid-30s. It was very challenging until I said, you know what, I am going to understand what it means to be prepared in the presence. To be prepared in the presence. So in our teachings, what we believe in the Creator, or God, or Jehovah, or Choda, or Allah, or Dios, or the One, or the Grand One, or Adonai, or whatever you may call the presence. We call it the presence, is one of the words we use, and there is that saying that says, if you can describe God, then you don't know God. But what we do here is we allow ourselves to not be bound by a definition. That passage, that iteration, means that you're putting something in a box. You're defining it, and it has a beginning and an end, and it's closed, and that's the way it is. Most people have that definition that is a man in the cloud who may or may not grant you what you're after. That's not the belief that we have. We believe that there are principles based on truth back of all life. God is omnipresent everywhere, in all dimensions of all incarnations of every place and galaxy and in your cells. We believe and know that God is omniamorous, all-loving, all good, absolute, changeless good that is always seeking to bring forward magnificence, never judging, never condemning. I know that there are some misinterpretations from scriptural texts around the world that would say that God could judge this. No, judging is a human experience that resonates or exists in the realm of duality. Singularity is the divine. Singularity only exists with the frequencies of the absolute, which are peace and love and beauty and joy and harmony and goodness. This this is how we know the presence of the divine. And that is also the very nature of your soul. So when you hear in scriptural passages around the globe that you are born in the image and likeness of God, formed and fashioned in its image and likeness of God, all of the aforementioned indwells within you. We might call it yourself, your higher self, but as we, in our human endeavor, begin to become aware of the laws that govern the universe, the laws of cause and effect, the law of attraction, the law of radiance, the law of emergence, the law of creation, as you become aware of these laws, and you're like, if you're a law-abiding citizen, then that means you're going to be universal law-abiding citizen, where I'm understanding that which people have misconstrued as punishment was just consequences of going against the law. If I stick my hand in the fire and I get burnt, it's not because I was being punished, it was because I wasn't aware of the law of pyrotechnics. That is going to say I will get burnt because fire is used for heat. And everything in the illusional world of duality is going to have a cause and effect. It's going to have an action and a reaction. And it's all because, isn't it glorious to experience fire? Isn't it glorious to experience water? Isn't it glorious to experience electricity? And as we become aware of the laws, now you can begin to transcend the law of physics as you move into metaphysics, meta just meaning above, as you move into the metaphysical realm of mysticism and you embrace that, then you be able to understand the law of transmutation. The law of transmutation is what allows things to heal. Now, all of these laws are in action, and they're happening regardless of what is going on in your life. Just because I'm not aware of the law of cause and effect, just because I'm not aware of the law of gravity, they're still happening 24/7 all the time. But the goodness and the greatness and the grandness and the changelessness of the divine, and this is kind of where it gets paradoxical. So God is ever omnipresent and all good all the time, changeless magnificence, never changed once. But as that energy comes into space and time, the evolutionary experience of our human experience is going to begin to change. And most of us, some of us, like we say, we love change, but really secretly deep down we don't like change because we get comfortable in situations and circumstances. And I'm going to invite you today as we explore being prepared in the presence, meaning that you will prepare yourself to be steeped in the divine nectar of your own beingness, because this is nothing that I'm asking anybody to do in terms of like, follow these dogmas. We are a trans-denominational interfaith community. What does that mean? Trans-denominational means above, trans means above denomination, not because we're making anything bad or wrong. And interfaith means we honor that golden thread that is in the mystical realms of all the religions. But being above that means you get to go into a higher consciousness where you move from your surface mind consciousness to your higher mind consciousness, and you can be what many refer to as the observer or the witness, and you can start to understand how you can observe your own life and your own reactions. And remember that you prepare yourself to move into the presence, and then the presence prepares you. And that's how it works. As if you say, I will prepare myself. This is why in scriptures around the world, there's always, now in Judaism, they call it the Sabbath. The Sabbath is the day of the week that you take to commune with the divine. You'll find the Sabbath, it's not called the Sabbath in all the religions, they've changed the words, but you'll find that day where you take time in all the religions to commune with the divine, communing with your higher self. Now, as Western civilizations kind of took over, as people became much more secular, they lost this idea of communing with your soul, communing with the divine, and allowing yourself to bust out of limitation and open up to infinite brilliance. The universe only brings forward infinite brilliance. And so as we prepare for the presence, and the presence then prepares us, it's no different than if you were a gymnast and you were 5 years old and you're like, I am going to be the best on the parallel bars. You would then enter in. So there's an idea that reveals itself to you, then there's a compulsion that begins to move you, and then you start to practice whatever it is you need to do to to become the best on the parallel bars. Imagine if I just got the idea and I'm like, I'm going to be the best on the parallel bars, and then a year goes by, and another year goes by, and another year goes by, and now I'm 18 years old, and I'm like, I'm going to be the best. Okay, here I go. And you go to the parallel bars. Chances are you're probably not going to do so well. Now, there's a caveat to that. You can, through osmotic experiences, channel that, but most people go through a preparation. You prepare for things. So as I prepare, as I allow myself to prepare myself and be steeped in the stillness so that I can open to inspiration, then the energy of creation kicks in a cognizant way. By cognizant, it means I'm bringing my awareness and my attention to that. My awareness, my attention, and my intention to match the desires of my soul. So I become aware of it. I am preparing for the divine. Then that energy starts to flow in and it prepares you, which means I'm going to invite you to remember that you have to become uncomfortable. There are going to be times when you're going to have to be uncomfortable. It's going to happen if you settle into limiting frequencies, erroneous ideas, erroneous beliefs of lack and limitation of those people and those things. The economy is this and the politicians are that. If you start to adopt limiting ideas and erroneous beliefs, there is a holy inertia that is going to come along and it's going to crack it and break it open. If you resist it, it's going to be very uncomfortable. It might even start to bring on, as I used to experience before I started healing and growing in a benevolent and glorious way, panic attacks or anxiety or stress. There are so many people on the planet. Some of the studies show right now that about 80 to 90% of the population in the United States is living at some level of anxiety or fight or flight response. That is not natural. It might have become normal, but it is not natural. And as you become more aware and more sensitive of your beingness, as you become aware of being able to observe yourself, then you might understand. I'll give you just kind of an example. So there was a couple that I was working with a while back, and the wife, the husband and the wife were having a problem because the husband was accusing the wife of becoming more and more distant. Have you ever seen one of those movies where like, you don't let me in, you don't let me love you? It was kind of like that was what was happening. And the wife was kind of like not really understanding, but kind of understanding because there was discord, there was disharmony within the relationship. And so as we started to do the inner work and find out what's going on in the subconscious, what's going on in the cellular memory of your trauma body. Well, it turns out, as we did a little digging, because I said, well, explore the feeling. Let your feeling reveal to you the truth. Now, sometimes when you have to feel into a feeling that you don't want to feel, it's going to be uncomfortable. So I'm going to invite you, there is a way to address discomfort or being uncomfortable in a glorious way. There's a way to address uncomfortableness and discomfort in a comfortable way, actually. There'll just be a moment, a little moment of hesitation where you'll be like, oh, I don't know if I can do this because I am going to, most people think that they're going to confront their fears. But do you know what is actually happening in the cosmology of people who don't want to confront their fears? They don't want to confront the truth. I'm going to invite you to just switch. If you have a fear, we're going to take it, the old paradigm saying of like, oh, I'm going to confront my fears. I'm just going to confront the truth. So as we started to dig in and she started to allow herself to be benevolently vulnerable. Benevolently vulnerable means I will address this in the most safe, sacred environment that I will achieve something magnificent as a result of being vulnerable, as opposed to I'll be vulnerable and set myself up for failure and then get hurt again and then go, see, I was right that there's something that's wrong in life. No, that's not what we're doing. We're saying I'll be benevolently vulnerable, and if you see me do it before, it's like, it'll feel kind of like, and so that's exactly what was happening with this young woman. She was feeling a little, and it's like, okay, so you prepare the space. I'm preparing for the divine to prepare me. And so as I opened to that space, and we're like, and what happened was it took her back, the feeling, to when she was a child. She had an amazing father. Her father was the most loving, beautiful man, as she shared with me. and always checking in on her, always empowering her, always encouraging her. Her parents were quite beautiful parents, according to her, and her father was like impeccable. He was always very much in integrity with his word. Whenever he said, "I'll be there," he was there. He's one of those people that was always on time. And then one day, he was coming home from a trip, and he said, "I'll be there for her birthday." And all of a sudden, he wasn't there. And there was an accident, and he had passed away. And that left such a trauma on this 10-year-old girl. And when you're 10 years old, generally, you don't have the wherewithal, even if your parents do their best to maybe get you some psychiatric help or something like that to move through trauma. You don't really have, at 10 years old, usually, the ability and the talents, the way to process that energy. And when trauma happens in the human experience, it imprints itself in various areas. It doesn't have to, but there is a phenomena called energetic imprint that imprints himself into your subconscious, where all of a sudden, this is what ended up happening. There was a distrust that was becoming associated, like somebody promised me something that I love, something that is so profound, and then it's lost, and it is gone, and it is devastating, and you might just come to the conclusion that I'm going to protect myself by not allowing intimacy, not allowing a huge connection like that again. Many people do this. This is very common. If you've ever been hurt by somebody in a relationship and then all of a sudden something comes along and you get to get intimate. So we went in and we started and said, and that's when the presence now begins to prepare you. And healing starts to come in. And all the erroneous ideas of, he promised he would be there for me, but he didn't show up for me, so there might be something wrong with me that he wasn't there. Not being able to identify like, but there was an accident or anything like that. And so what had happened is we followed the bouncing ball. We found out that in their relationship with her husband, she had married her father, so to speak. He was very impeccable and always on time and always good. But all of a sudden, there was a day that he was late for something. And something got triggered in her subconscious. And that's when she started to unconsciously shut down very slowly. And there was a few more times that it happened, and she started to distance herself. It was all so buried in the subconscious that she didn't have an awareness of what was going on. Until you move into the stillness and you allow yourself to prepare for healing, that grace and beauty and kindness and love will take over. There's an old story of a Zen master, and there's a woman who comes with her child to the Zen master, and she's like, "My child is eating too much sugar, and it's driving me crazy. It's bouncing off the walls and cavities and all this stuff." And the Zen master says, I see. Come back in 2 weeks. And she's like, okay, and they leave, and then they come back 2 weeks later, and she goes, "We're back." And he goes, "You no longer eat sugar," to the boy. And then all of a sudden, there's the feeling in the air that something is transformed. And she goes, "Okay, thank you so much. I just know it's going to work." And so the faith and everything, the energy's there. And then as they walk out, she's like, "By the way, why did we have to wait 2 weeks to come back?" And he goes, "Because that's how long it took me to give up sugar." And what that means is he wanted to be completely in alignment, that he's going to not do the old saying like, "Do as I say, not as I do." He wanted to have an understanding, move in, be able to have compassion and understanding. And also I think he wanted to give up his sugar habit. Not that I'm going to get on a little tangent here and say like, if you can avoid sugar, please do so. It has like no redeeming benefits, but that's a whole nother story. But the gist of the story is to keep on the track here of parables. Throughout all the Judeo-Christian Abrahamic religions, you hear about the stories of unleavened bread or leavened bread. What is leavened bread? If you take the flour and you don't put the yeast in, it doesn't rise. And so you'll hear oftentimes in parables in Scripture, they bring the leaven to the bread and it rises. And the bread symbolizes heaven expanding throughout everything. Leaven, did you know that when you make bread, that you only need about 1 to 2% of yeast to the ratio of the flour for it to rise? And the reason that that analogy is used is because you just need the teeniest, tiniest bit of heavenly energy as I open to the divine and I allow that leaven to come in, and then it rises. And just as a footnote, for those of you who are like, oh, but I'm gluten intolerant, and so this story doesn't really work for me. Back then, there was no gluten intolerance because they weren't genetically modifying all their wheat and all that stuff. So it still applies. And so just to be very cognizant that we are here to remember that luck has nothing more to do with anything than opportunity and preparedness coming together. Some people, oh, it was so lucky. If you are prepared and you allow opportunity, if you seize the opportunity in your preparedness, then you are participating in a conscious evolution, or as I always like to say, bevolution, a benevolent evolution of your whole human experience. So it does require that in your preparedness, you allow that leaven to come into your awareness so that you can rise from the indwelling presence. For all that God is resides within you, and as you activate it by bringing that, so what do we do to activate it? In our spiritual practice, we use meditation, we use visioning, we use prayer. We align with these frequencies and we allow them to rise up. Anybody, some practical experiences come forward where it's like, oh, never make any decisions when you're angry. And it's like, yeah, it's because you might have a reaction that actually makes things worse. So you want to get centered. But usually they don't tell you to go a little bit further with that, which is like, and then you want to go ahead and you want to commune with the divine, with your soul, allow that inspiration to make its way into your beingness, which is your natural state of being, and let it rise up. So this isn't something that you're learning. This is something you're revealing from within you. And that's in our community. What we ask of our congregation and our spiritual community is that you have a direct experience of the divine through and as your life. That's what you came here to do, whether you know it or not. You didn't come here to have me or any other pastor, minister, rabbi, or somebody like that as of a clergy to have you follow these rules. Now, anyone of integrity is going to invite you to do the same thing. You have a mystical experience. We'll give you the tools, we'll give you some of the things that you could use to get there, but it's going to be you that will have that. I can't ride the bicycle for you, but I can certainly tell you how to get on, how to find your center of balance, but then ultimately I can explain to you the cows come home, how to find your center of balance. You've got to find your center of balance. And it's a thing that comes through knowing this, and it's like, here's this thing called center of balance. And so we move into a place where we center in our balance, we balance in our center so that we can move and understand this. So this is what I want to give you as a very practical tool to understand how to navigate through life so that you can bring more harmony. There has been some studies and some research done on communication, because communication, if you've ever been in an argument, you see how communication can fall apart. When you've ever been in a place of understanding, you see how communication rises. So there's basically 3 categories of communication. Practical. So if we were collaborating on something, we would talk practically, oh, we'll do this, and then we'll do that, and then we'll film this, and then we'll bring it up, and blah, blah, blah. We're doing a practical conversation. Then there's conversations of emotionality, where we're having an emotional conversation. And we're talking about how we feel and what's going on in my life. And then there's a conversation where we commune about social things, just light levity, things that are going on in life and what you're experiencing. So there's that collaborative, emotional, and social experience of communication. If I come to you and I am speaking emotionally to you, and you want to speak collaborative to me, we're on 2 different wavelengths. And so chances are, I will not feel satiated and you will not feel satiated, and if we're not feeling satiated, seen or heard or understood, an argument might arise. So if you're like, oh, so everybody's responsible for their own lives, and it does not, contrary to popular belief, it does not take 2 to tango in life. It only takes 1 to tango. You can just tango all by yourself. And what I mean by that is, if you're in a relationship and you think, I need to converse with my spouse or my partner or my sibling or whoever it is, my best friend, I need to converse with them and convince them of where I'm coming from. I'm going to say, first go into a prepared state and become clear on what it is you want. What are you after? Where are you communicating from? And then when you become aware of what you're after, then you can invite them to participate at that level. Oh, right now, I'd like to have an emotional conversation with you, not a fix-it conversation, not a collaborative conversation, not a social conversation, because we've all heard the one, where the man's like, I just want to fix the problem, you're not feeling well, and all that the other person needed was someone to rest their shoulder on, to hear, maybe like connect on an emotional level and feel safe and seen and heard. So that is one of the things I'd like you to just take away today. Take away two things. One of the things is you're going to prepare and get prepared, and you're going to become clear on what it is you're after. Now, here's another little helpful hint on that. You want to become aware that you want to ask questions and then question your answers. What do I mean by that? Well, what is it that I'm after? Oh, I'm after inner peace. Okay, now, after you get the answer, question. What does inner peace look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? How does it express? What are the energies involved in that? That's how you evoke those energies in you. If you're just like, I just want peace, and then I just stay in the same consciousness that I've always been at, and if that ratio of peace in my consciousness is at 50-50, well, I haven't done anything to change it. I haven't allowed myself to participate in creation. I haven't allowed myself to get maybe a little uncomfortable, because as that woman who was letting go of the idea of trauma from her father passing and embracing, letting go of that disappointment, ultimately she was coming to a place of peace. She was coming to a place of inner peace and also more intimacy. There was more intimacy to be had, and the beauty that came afterwards, where the relationship became more rich and they were able to communicate on a much better level. And as he was able to there's an emotional thing going on here. I'm not going to go into a fix-it mode. It becomes liberating. So your job is twofold. You want to ask your questions or set your intentions and then question those answers and find out what are you really after. Then you're also going to become aware of communication in your life so that you can communicate in a way that is going to bring forward that which you're after. That's what you are choosing to experience. Nothing more frustrating. This is the dynamic that gets everybody in a tizzy. Get your panties in a wad. I want this, but I believe what is contrary to that. And they're at odds with each other. So I'm going to want this, and I'm going to bring my belief system into congruency with it so that it matches that vibration. That's your job. Nobody can do it for you. You're going to get involved and say, how can I bring more goodness into my life? And it doesn't matter if it's with a friend, a family member, or if it's just with the world at large or politics or whatever it is that's going on in the world. You're going to do the inner work. Yes?
Yes.
Oh, so a few of you are doing the inner work. Some of you are like, I don't know. I don't know if I really want to expand into more good. Yes, you do. So you're going to allow yourself to benevolently, elegantly, brilliantly, magnificently, inspirationally, revelatorily move into greater good than ever before. Yes?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that was a little better. Sometimes you got to gin it up. There's been times where it's like, I was like, I'm aware that I had this issue with a friend, and I'm going to have to do something about it, and all I'm going to do is go within, and I'm going to set an intention, I'm going to ask the questions, and I'm going to steep in that energy, and there's still a part of me that's like, I don't want to do it. You're going to have to bust through the part of you that doesn't want to do it. Just do it anyway. You got to Nike the situation. Just do it. So that's what we're going to do. Yes and yes. With that being said, I'm just going to invite you to join me as we tune and turn within in prayer. We just take this moment, each and every one of us. We move into a benevolent state of vulnerability and availability, vulnerable and available only to good, only to inspiration, to the very energy of our own soul. We open in gratitude, knowing that the omnipresence, the omniamorous nature, the power, the light, the intelligence back of all life that we call the universe or God or Hora or the One, Dios or the Creator, we know that it only seeks to beget good, and we will allow it to be gotten through us as we remember the truth that this holy intelligence, this holy power indwells within us. It is closer than our hands and feet, nearer than our breath and breathing, and it is always via the energy of holy inertia carrying us. It is nudging ever so gently, tapping on our shoulder, whispering in our ear, the still small voice, this way to freedom, this way to expansion. We choose to remember this. We choose to say, yes, I shall prepare for the divine and allow the divine to prepare through me so that I may experience the greatest good in all my relationships, in all my endeavors, in all my encounters, in all my adventures, in all my prosperity. I will allow the unwavering magnificence of the sublime of the divine to take place to, through, and as my life, beneficially, benevolently, gloriously, beautifully, right here, right now. And as we know that this holy inertia is seeking to bring forward only good, we simply capitulate to it, we simply surrender to it by saying, and so, and let it be. And so it is. Amen. 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 Ashe. Aho. Mahalo. Shalom. Hotep. And hallelujah. All right, Soul Center. We are going to invite the ushers to come forward, and we are so grateful for all of you love streamers. We're grateful for all of you. Right now it's our time of conscious tithing or donating, circulation. For those of you who are here, these are the different ways you can contribute to our community. Also for those of you streaming in live right now. For those of you who are here in person and you want to use check or cash, the ushers are going to go forward right now. And those who have blue butterflies that you see them putting in the basket, that just means they're part of our auto tithe program, and they're just tithing automatically on a regular basis. And we're going to invite Rena to come back up.
Good morning again. So before I turned 37, I didn't know what anxiety felt like. At least I thought I didn't. I didn't realize that I was just really, really good at spiritual bypassing. And I was at a point in my life where I really needed to do some deep shadow work, and that made it so that I had to feel these feelings that I had been suppressing for so long. And I feel so much better now that I've actually gotten comfortable with that, because the only way out is through. And before you can be at home with your experience, you have to be at home in your body. But it's comforting to know that we're not alone in this experience. God is with us, and the emanations of God through our friends, through our familiars, through everybody around us, through our community especially, that grounds us into moving through this experience and becoming more integrated. So thank you for your message today, Reverend Keith. It definitely resonated with me. This song is called Home. Feel free to get up and dance. Hold on, easy as we roll down the something else. Although this way
attentive. We have the best music. I do say so myself. All right, these are the ushers. This is the offering, and we're going to bless it. I'm just going to invite you to join me as we extend our prayers through our hands. I'll take care of the rest. Oh, we just take a moment and we remember that the source and supply of all life, whether it is the breath we are breathing, whether it is the energy that is orbiting the earth around the sun, or the photosynthesis that is growing the plants, whether it is the rain that falls from the sky, or the prosperity that circulates through our beingness. It is ceaseless, it is amazing, and it comes right from the mind, the light, the love of the eternal frequency that we call God, source and supply. We, each and every one of us, formed and fashioned in its image and likeness, and therefore our source and supply is unlimited. We are entering this energy into circulation. We are allowing it to return to us minimally tenfold. We are blessing this offering knowing all needs met for our community and individually. Individually and collectively, we say yes to prosperity, yes to goodness, yes to circulation. We allow it to be benevolent and beautiful, and we simply agree by saying, so be it. Amen. Amen. Thank you, ushers. And the children's community is going to come on in right now and share. I know they had a pretty exciting day here at Soul Center. This way. Let's come up right here. Right up these steps.
And Coach Mank with Skate Coaster. So today our lesson was about rolling with spirit, learning how to catch our balance when we get wobbly, right guys? And we actually went out on real skateboards and skates. I was going to invite Coach Mank just to share a word about our lesson.
Yes, good morning everyone. Thank you for having us. We are Skate Coastal, the premier skateboarding and roller skating and rollerblading instruction company, and we do special events. We do summer camps, winter camps, spring break camp, birthday parties, basically anything you want, skateboarding or roller skating, we are the company. And we definitely promote safety first, and the more you learn, the more fun you have. So if you're interested in any type of rolling, any type of wheels, it's Skate Coastal. Thank you.
Special collab that Soul Center is doing with Skate Coastal. Okay, who would like to share their favorite part of today's lesson?
We just learn about like roller skates because be careful. You can wear helmets. You can.
We also did some art. Okay.
I liked when we. Did
Skateboarding.
Skateboarding.
Yeah.
The ways you can learn how to do stuff is like do something that's similar to it, then you can learn it faster. Skateboarding. The element of not knowing what was going to happen next was the funnest part.
All right, everyone, thank you. We're all going to stand together now as a congregation and sing the peace song with the words on the screen.
Please rise. If you want to join in singing, the words are going to come up on the screen or they're in your program. prosperity, and clarity, and all of the eternal frequencies to flow to, through, and as our beingness, remembering there is one omniamorous power, intelligence, beauty back of all life, and we have just said, yes, I shall allow myself to be aligned with the sublime, inspired, ceaselessly. I let this day lift me to the greatest and grandest vision and version of my life ever. Each of us saying yes to a greater, grander experience of authentic, pure, brilliant beauty in our lives now, and so it is. Amen. All right, Soul Center Love Streamers. Don't forget, tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. is our daily affirmative prayer. And for those of you here who would like private confidential prayer, if you want to come up to the gong, you'll be with one of our prayer chaplains or Agape licensed spiritual practitioners right up here at the gong. They will take you.
So Steph and I are going.